We are live, and welcome everybody to today's competition, and welcome to Falling Walls Lab Nairobi. My name is Joy Owango. I'm the Executive Director of the Training Center in Communication. We are based at the University of Nairobi at the Faculty of Science and Technology. And today we have over 20 participants who are going to take part in Falling Walls Lab Nairobi. The winner will have will be taken to Berlin. We'll cater for their flights and accommodation and take them to Berlin, where they're going to take part in the Berlin conference and equally compete with researchers from over 100 countries. And at the same time, what we're trying to emphasize is the importance of understanding the research life cycle. You started from your research idea, you came up with your research projects, and now you came up with your innovations. Some of you are still in college, some of you have finished college, and some of your projects are ongoing. But what does this mean for you as researchers? Understanding the research life cycle is so important in the sense that you need to know what comes after doing your research. It's always an innovation. And also the next thing you need to ask yourself is, how do I protect my innovation? How do I commercialize my innovation? This is what we are going to take you through, because Falling Walls actually supports the tail end of your research life cycle. Okay, so that means you had your great idea, and right now you have an innovation and you need to commercialize it. You need to know how to communicate and compete with the various stakeholders, whether it is funders, investors, and the like, so that you can show the commercial value of your innovation. So I'm really proud of the participants who've come this far so far, and it has been a journey for most of you. All of you have amazing, innovative ideas, and we wish you the best as we begin this competition. As I said, the overall winner is going to get flight and accommodation to attend, will get a free flight and accommodation to attend the Berlin conference, which takes place in November. And this conference brings together Nobel Peace Prize winners and innovators from all over the world, where you'll also have a chance to compete and also meet more investors investors to whom you could pitch your ideas. The runners-up will also be accommodated within the Kenya Innovation Week, where they'll have an opportunity to compete again and pitch their ideas to the investors that the Kenya Innovation Week have managed to put together. Ms. Agnes Suma, from the Commercialization and Innovation Manager from the Kenya Innovation Agency, the organization organizing the Kenya Innovation Week, will be the one, will take us through how what will be needed for you to take part in that competition and what is expected of you. And beyond that, she's also going to take us through the capacity building initiatives that the Kenya Innovation Agency has actually put aside to support innovators. Without further ado, we are going to start with the competition and we'll get right into it. As I said, everybody is a winner. You've come this far. It has been a journey, but all of you have worked so hard to come up with great presentations and come up with great, and also even beyond the presentations, is create amazing innovations. So without further ado, we will have our first contestant, and that is Mr. Robert Muoka. Mr. Muoka, please share your screen. All of you have the running order in the chat, so kindly make sure the next participant is on standby. All right. Can you see my screen? Yes, I can. Put the first screen, please. The first page. Good. Mr. Muoka, kindly note you've got 3 minutes to present, and we will begin right now. So our first contestant is Mr. Robert Muoka. The previous screen, please. The previous screen. the previous screen, Mr. Mwaka. And he is breaking the wall of land and fraud disputes with his platform called My Shamba Digital. Over to you, Mr. Mwaka. You've got 3 minutes, sir.
So the Justice Needs and Certification Survey in Kenya done by the Hague Institute for Innovation of Law and Collaboration with the Judiciary of Kenya revealed that approximately 2.4 to 2.8 million Kenyans encounter land-related legal problems. The Ministry of Lands in 2017 reported that there are over 7,000 cases of property fraud that cost the Kenyan economy over $60 million annually. Some of the problems that people facing land disputes experience include extreme stress, mental health problems, loss of time, loss of income, damaged relationship, physical health problems, violence, and murder in some instances. Some of the causes of the problem are lack of awareness on the various land processes on the side of the citizens, forgery, that's a huge problem, poor land governance, and lack of access to qualified and experienced conveyancing professionals. So the solution, at My Shamba Digital, we've developed a smart contract platform. Essentially, a smart contracts are self-executing contracts that are stored on a blockchain, and they can be used to transfer property on automation of various functions. Also, we're developing a blockchain-based land registry. Some of the benefits of a blockchain land registry is there'll be better transparency, enhanced security, there can be traceability of title, reduce costs in the transaction costs, as well as improve speed and efficiency. According to Transparency International, 20% of land service users worldwide admitted that they had paid a bribe to register their property or verify their land. So having a blockchain-based land registry will help reduce this problem. Also, our users can access qualified and experienced advocates as well as other professionals. And we also serve as a legal edutech platform, providing basic legal education on the various conveyancing processes. So our impact, efficiency, with the integration of a blockchain-based land registry, the sale process of land and real estate will be reduced to minutes rather than days, and also operational costs on the side of government will be reduced up to 90%, as is the case in Georgia, whereby they have deployed a blockchain-based land registry. Also, having a blockchain-based land registry and using smart contracts will help curb fraud, and this is due to the reversible trail of title transfer because of the immutability of a blockchain network. Some of the SDG goals, SDG 4, 5, 9, 11, 15, 16, and 17 are all conquered or achieved through the integration of everything I've talked about. And lastly, investors will be able to invest in countries such as Kenya once we deploy a blockchain-based land registry, as the real estate transactions will be smooth and devoid of fraud. Our ask is an angel investment of $10,000 and also strategic partners with various people such as the Kenya National Innovation Agency, the Ministry of ICT, so you can deploy the blockchain-based land registry and it will cost you 0 cents as we have strategic partners in place. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Robert. Are there any questions from the judges?
Yeah, I'll just shoot. Very good work, Robert.
Yeah.
Just keen, you are aware of this new system that the Ministry of Lands has incorporated for purposes of transfer of title deeds. How are you going to work with the ministry now that you have this, which is very good, the platform that you
the problem with the Adisasa platform is, first of all, it's a centralized platform, meaning all the information is stored in one place. And this is, if someone hacks it and it's immutable, it's susceptible to, hacks and other things. And like I mentioned, it doesn't work. Let's be honest. I'm an advocate of the High Court of Kenya, and through the LSK that I'm a partner, I'm a member of, we've had several meetings with the Ministry of Lands to see the operationalization of the Adisasa platform, and it doesn't, literally doesn't. Over 100 transactions have been processed, and and that's only in Nairobi, and that's so little. So yeah, it's clearly an inefficient system, and it does not curb the issue of fraud, as people, people are still using documents. So having a blockchain-based land registry will help, it will help eliminate all the problems, inefficiencies that are, associated with that disaster. Also, the time taken. Having a blockchain-based land registry, once you put the title there, it will eliminate a lot of processes that are involved in when you want to identify verification of title process, because once you put it there, it's immutable, it can't be changed. But now that the SASA platform, it can be changed. And also having it on a blockchain system, you'll be aware if someone wants to change, because you have to sign in. It will show where someone is signing in from, how the various actions performed if it's on a blockchain network. Right now, through that disaster platform, you don't know even who. You just know it's just a Ministry of Land official. You don't know who is in charge and behind there. So yeah, those are some of the benefits that having a blockchain-based land registry that we at MyShamba Digital intend to deploy, hopefully in Kenya, and it will be for free. We want to pilot it as we partnered with an American software company called Megahood Technology, who have developed a blockchain layer 1 network called the Pepunovas blockchain, and they are willing to pilot it in Kenya. But we're also looking forward to scaling across, Africa and South America and all other nations. Because land registries generally, they are archaic systems worldwide. Only 9 countries have developed blockchain-based land registry, among them Georgia, Rwanda is doing. But these things have been developed by foreign companies. For example, in Rwanda, it's a Swiss-based company. So we also want to, take our brand as Kenyans and show innovativeness to the world. Thank you. Thank you for that question.
Another question from the judges?
Yeah, maybe just one.
All right. Over to you, sir.
Mine is, how do you ensure legal recognition?
Pardon, I can't hear. Could you be audible kindly?
How do you ensure legal recognition?
How do I ensure?
Legal recognition.
Legal recognition. Through partnership with first of all, once we partner with the government, we'll have access to the data. And like I mentioned, I'm an advocate of the High Court, so it will follow all the relevant laws with regard to land registration. So this is the Land Registration Act, the Land Registration Units Order of 2017, the Land Registration General Regulations of 2017. So we'll follow the law to the letter with regard to uploading and uploading the various titles to our platform or blockchain-based network.
All right. Thank you, Robert. You may leave the room. Our next, yes, thank you. Arthur, please be on standby. Arthur Gishuhi Wairimu. You may stop sharing your screen, and Robert, and you may leave the room. Thank you. Arthur, please share your screen. Good. Our next contestant is Arthur Gishuhi Wairimu, and he is breaking the wall of plastic pollution. Over to you, Arthur. You've got 3 minutes. Arthur, please unmute and begin your presentation.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, please continue. You're now 2:48. Continue.
In breaking the wall of plastic pollution, we first have to understand what is plastic pollution. Plastic pollution is the accumulation of plastic objects and particles in the Earth's environment, adversely affecting humans, wildlife, and their habitats. In our brief history of making and using plastic products, we have recycled less than 10% of all plastic produced in history. So how does the other 90% of plastic not recycled affect the planet? 85% of marine data is plastic. 91% of the world population breathes air below World Health Organization recommended standards. So how does plastic contribute to this? When plastics are incinerated or burned, they release toxic fumes and microplastics. Dioxins are one of the toxic releases with a lifespan of 11 years in the environment and up to 7 years inside the bodies of humans and animals. Dioxins are known to cause cancer, liver problems, and disrupt respiratory systems. Their long lifespan and airborne nature makes them a dangerous threat, as dioxins from plastics burned 100 kilometers away could easily enter your lungs or land on your food. Microplastics. Microplastics are caused as a result of the breakdown of larger plastics and can also be airborne in nature. The average person is exposed to between 74,000 to 114,000 microplastics every year by ingestion or breathing. This means living far from landfills doesn't mean you're safe. Microplastics have also been observed to be small enough to pass through water filtration systems. Aside from causing health complications such as disrupting reproductive organs, stunt growth, and cause liver problems, another scary observed threat is the ability of diseases like cholera to bind onto microplastics. So my innovation aims to reduce dioxin and microplastic pollution by reducing practices of plastic incineration and dumping. My innovation is a road technology patent protected with the Kenya Industrial Properties Institute last September as the interlocking plastic carriageway. The advantages of my road technology include cheaper road construction costs, as bitumen costs 57 cents per kg when used as binding material, while recycled plastic costs 16 cents, including processing expenses. Cheaper road maintenance costs as road parts are reused, cuts road construction and maintenance time by 70%, cuts cable and pipe setup time by 50%, improves area aesthetics as it removes clutter created by electric poles and cables. With that, here's the road setup animation. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions from the judges? Any questions from the judges?
Just one for me.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay.
Thanks for the presentation. Is there like a place? Have you done a sample site where people can, where the actual use case can be seen and viewed?
No, I've not yet done a sample site. It's I've purely done the research and I've based it on another plastic roads product by a company in the Netherlands using the same concept, but I redesigned it in my own purpose.
Okay. Other question?
Yeah, so Arthur, thank you for the presentation. So you do not have a prototype of some sort, anything that you've developed? Nothing such that you haven't even been able to test?
No, I've only patent protected it.
You've only protected it.
For patenting to work years before.
Okay, you're breaking.
Arthur says he's patented it. He's patented the idea with Kiki. Yeah. So he's yet to work on the prototype.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Arthur. Risi, you're on standby. Arthur, please leave the room. Share your screen, Risi. Risi, can you share your screen?
Yes, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can. And I'm going to introduce you, then we can begin. You have 3 minutes. So our next contestant is Miss Risi, Dr. Risi Wesonga. She's a Kenyan based in Zimbabwe, and she's going to break the wall of neonatal care. Over to you, Risi.
Well, congenital anomalies are the leading cause of perinatal and infantile deaths globally. What do I mean? These are conditions which you're born with, which can lead to death while you're still in the baby is still in the mother's womb or immediately they're born. And one such example which is very important to my continent Africa is sickle cell disease. Did you know that 70% of the total global burden of sickle cell disease is in sub-Saharan Africa? And according to the CDC, over 300,000 babies are born with the disorders in these regions. And unfortunately, 50 to 90% of them die before their 5th birthday. Why? Lack of diagnosis, follow-up, and efficient care. Nonetheless, newborn screening, also known as the baby's first test, has been proven to be an efficient tool for the diagnosis, prevention, and treatment of such disorders. And one such method is tandem mass spectrometry. However, the current problem with this method, it has a high initial injection fraction, only relies on treatment of disorders with own biomarkers, and has a very high turnaround time. With the rising burden of non-communicable diseases, it is expected that there will be a rising demand for efficient diagnostic methods requiring less time to complete. What solution do we provide? Using genomics and bioinformatics knowledge, we present a reusable bioinformatics pipeline for non-technical people. What happens? After sequencing, you input your data, press a few bioinformatics commands, go your way, come back and get a report that can be used by a physician to give a diagnosis to the patient, should the result be positive. We also present an African-specific gene-based screening panel whose accuracy will be determined with the availability of the pangenome, that is the African reference genome, which is currently underway. Our method reduces the turnaround time to 10 working days from 1 to 2 months. and also increases the scope of the disorders which you're able to screen for. With the continued decline in the cost of sequencing, whereby you can sequence your genome with US dollars 1,000 right now, it is anticipated that this method will be affordable to my country, continent Africa. My question to the audience would be, if Europe, Asia, and the UK are funding their own, who's funding Africa? Thank you.
Thank you so much. Questions from the judges?
Hi, Risi, thank you for the presentation. Have you tested it already in at least Kenya or Zimbabwe, where you are currently?
So we have been able to validate both methods in silico using Chinese datasets because given the sensitive nature of neonatal datasets, we don't have access to any neonatal data of African origin. So we're working on getting neonatal data of African origin, but we have tested both using Chinese datasets.
Okay, and what do you see the future look like? Are you looking to commercialize this? And if you're going to commercialize, how do you look at what is your ask? There is an investor in this.
So in terms of investment for this, of course we can commercialize it, but it would be in a public health sense, in that with the numbers, where the numbers will come from is in the public health sector. And the economic sense is that we'll be able to reduce the number of individuals who are born with this. Like early detection leads to early prevention, which leads to early care.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
One is for me,
yes.
on my side. So who's the paying customer? Is it the people that are getting the test or the
Jason, please
hospital?
speak up.
Who's the paying customer? Is it the hospital or is it?
Who is the paying customer?
Okay, so at the moment, we can't say that. Only if it was left for the parents to pay for this, only 10% of adults, even through insurance, would be able to pay for it. So who's going to pay for this is actually the government through the public health sector that is going to pay for this.
Okay, got it.
Yes.
Thank you. You may leave the room.
Thank you.
Luis Mulema, you're next. Risi, stop sharing and you may leave the room. Luis, please share your screen.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can. So you've got 3 minutes. Our next contestant is Mr. Luis Mulema, and he's breaking the wall of expensive and inaccessible education for autistic children in rural Kenya. Over to you, Luis.
Okay, thank you. So 1 in 88 children globally are diagnosed with autism. That's more than with cancer, AIDS, and diabetes combined. 17% of people in rural Kenya relate directly to someone with autism, and 83% of people know an individual with autism in the community that they live in. 41% of these children with autism are of school-going age and do not attend formal schooling, which is a problem. Now, what are the problems here? Number one, lack of awareness. People see children with witchcraft as being cast. They see it as witchcraft. They beat these kids, they neglect them. Some communities even kill these kids. Now, for the fortunate enough who don't go through this fight, there isn't proper education of
Luis.
I lost Luis, yeah.
Luis, we've lost you. Luis, we've lost you. Luis, we've lost you. Luis. Okay. Roslyn, you're next. Please share your screen, Roslyn. Okay. All right. Remember, you've got 3 minutes. So our next contestant is Ms. Roslyn Aleo, and she's breaking the wall of high cost of agricultural inputs in Africa. Over to you, Roslyn.
Yes, can I present without the...
Please continue, you're eating into your time. It has started, your time has already started.
Okay, thank you. Sorry. Thank you. So the world population is expected to rise to about 10 billion people within the next 28 years. And this will be represented by over 70% of the population in urban areas. At the moment, we have high cost of animal feeds and fertilizers, mainly due to the protein source, which is obtained from soy meal and fish meal. So many protein companies have come up to provide alternative protein sources. However, these companies sell directly to animal feed companies so that they can offset in bulk. But the animal feed production companies still sell the products at the same high prices, which means that the farmers are not able to purchase these products, and most of them are abandoning agriculture, while some of them are reducing the feeds that they give to the livestock, resulting in low yields. Therefore, the solution to this is the black soldier fly farming. This is the insects for food and feed. It's not a relatively new idea, but we are coming in to make the process effective. This is by directly working with the farmers. Therefore, we eliminate the middlemen. We'll also make the value chains closer to the farmers by encouraging mini livestock farming, whereby we go to the rural areas, we set up the rearing facilities, including the conservancy communities, the nomadic communities, so that there are no transport costs involved in the production or in the ferrying of these products to the farmers. We also work with the women and youth, and currently we have trained about 46 of the farmers. We also look forward to start direct production of animal feeds. We'll be solving several SDGs, and we hope to get investment to make this a success. Thank you very much.
All right. Questions?
Yeah, just two for me. The rearing of black soldier fly is very capital intensive. So how do you expect the farmers that you're selling to offset that cost? And the second thing is also you require a lot of bio-waste. So how do you make sure that the farmers can be able to access bio-waste, which can in turn be used by the BSFs for the larva production or something like that?
Okay, so black soldier fly farming is not labor intensive. First of all, with the farmers, we use readily available materials. For example, we need crates, but since the farmers cannot purchase crates, we innovate. We take jerry cans. Like if you have jerry cans, like one jerry can produces 2 crates. That's what we use. And then we use readily available nets where we just sew them. And for the cages, we use mostly timber for startup farmers. For the waste, we encourage the farmers to use readily available waste. For example, if you have cows, you have pigs, you have chicken, you use their waste. You also use kitchen waste. We also go to the neighboring markets where we source for market waste. In that way, we are also cleaning the environment, and then now you're able to use it. We also encourage farmers who do cropping, like you have maize or beans. Once you have harvested your crops, you still feed them to the BSF. Thank you.
Any other questions?
And let's proceed. Thank you very much.
All right. Isaac Washira, you're next. Good. Our next contestant is Isaac Washira, and he is breaking the wall of building of inefficient agricultural value chain by building an agricultural commodity exchange on blockchain. Over to you, Isaac.
So on to the problem, over 500 million smallholder farmers in sub-Saharan Africa fail to market their produce and manage price risks effectively. As a result, their working capital keeps shrinking, threatening their livelihoods and food security. So the problem was laid bare to us when interacted with Neema, a smallholder farmer from Sibanga village in Western Kenya. So when we met Neema, she was coming from the local market to sell her produce. So we got curious and asked her, Neema, at how much did you sell a bag of maize? To our surprise, she told us 2,200 Kenya shillings. That's roughly $22. Just before the harvesting season, a bag of maize was selling at 4,500, that's $45. From simple mathematics, you can see that Neema is losing close to 100% of her potential income to market inefficiencies, specifically price fluctuation. So in order to help Neema get good returns for her investment, we provide her with well-equipped warehouses so that she can safely hold on to her produce until the prices increases. Also, this helps reduce post-harvest losses in the process. Additionally, we provide Neema with the ability to use our produce now that has been stored in the warehouse as collateral, because we realize it's not only the lack of standard warehouses that forces farmers to sell to a bad market, but also the urgent need for cash to sort present needs. For instance, to establish, Neema was forced to sell her produce because she needed to raise funds to take her 3 daughters to school. And after doing that, those two, we now connect them to a good market, specifically to a global marketplace, by making their commodities, agricultural commodities, investable. And now, so this is how we do it. So our product is double-sided. We have warehousing on one end, which is linked to a commodity exchange market. So this exchange market is like the stock market or the Forex. But now, instead of trading and investing in shares and securities, you trade and invest in agricultural commodities. In the process, we help connect smallholder farmers to a global marketplace. And this is how it works. So Neema and other smallholder farmers bring their yields to our warehouse. We issue them with a blockchain-backed electronic receipt. So this receipt is tradable on the Radava Mercantile Exchange. So it means that it can be transferred from one individual to the next without necessarily moving the physical commodities away from the warehouse. Additionally, the receipt serves as collateral. And so Neema can acquire loan or credit from the local banks. And we do this using blockchain technology to ensure that each transaction is valid and secure. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Isaac. Are there any questions for Isaac?
Thank you, Isaac.
All right.
How do you make sure that,
okay, continue.
How do you make sure that the bank can recognize the collateral that is blockchain based?
Okay, so ensuring if we issue a receipt, first of all, we work as guarantors, so to the bank. Also, the blockchain technology is immutable. So if the receipt is categorized or is classified as having a loan, it cannot be redeemed from the warehouse until the loan has been cleared.
So have you collaborated with the local banks in Kenya, and all that information is available probably in your website with your clients, with the farmers, such that they can easily be able to access this? And then, so are you already running this business? Have you been able to realize some profits, and probably what would be your ask?
Yeah, so they always say there's nothing new under the sun. So our business is capitalizing on the Warehouse System Act established under the Warehouse System Act enacted in 2019, which in its place established the Warehouse System Council. So the primary function of the council is to certify warehouses. As you can see from a previous video, this is a warehouse that is certified, and we store commodities for farmers, and we currently now issue receipts. This season, we are looking forward now to partner with Equity Bank. They have already come on board to ensure that they can issue the loans.
Okay, thank you so much, Isaac. Winifred, you're next.
Thank you.
You may leave the room, Isaac. Thank you. Winifred, good. Please share your screen.
Can you see my screen?
Not yet. Kindly share your screen.
Just a minute. Can you see my screen?
It is opening up. All right. Our next contestant is Miss Winifred Wandi, and she's breaking the wall of healthcare in rural areas. Over to you, Winifred.
Thank you. About 25% of Kenya's population lives in rural areas, and they have limited access to healthcare. This is because most of the hospitals in the rural areas have no advanced technology. And so there is a challenge. And so as much as there might be emergency cases, patients get to die before getting to the hospitals, maybe in the cities or far distances. And so the mobile clinics have been introduced in Kenya, but the problem is most of these mobile clinics are not well advanced. And so it is very hard to monitor the situations of the patients, especially after the clinicians have left the home. And so we're looking to come up with a vitals monitoring device called the ViKtoria. It's a bracelet. And so the patients get to wear it, and it is connected to the clinicians or the physician's phone using a Bluetooth. And so it can send information based on the temperatures, oxygen, concentration, blood pressure, etc. And so the physician who has left the home or the area can continue to monitor. And in case the cases are out of range or the vitals are out of range, the case is addressed. This will help curb the mortality rate and also keep an eye on the condition of the patient after treatment or checkup. So this is to solve this will help take care of SDG number 3. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Winifred. Are there any questions for Winifred?
Thank you, Winifred. Maybe just one question. How do you ensure that what if the Bluetooth is out of range and they cannot send signals to the physician? How do you resolve for that? And the second thing is, what is the cost to the patient of the device?
All right, thank you so much. One of the things about the mobile clinics, they're in every area. And so the Bluetooth range will be taken care of a few kilometers away. And this is this is in consideration of the fact that these mobile clinics are not very far from the homestead, maybe in a chief's camp or in a church or in a school that is very near the home. And then the bracelet will be bought by the patient not more than 200 shillings. The other budget, the hospital gets to take care of that, because we're also considering most of the people in the rural areas do not have proper source of income. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. So you may leave the room and stop sharing. Louis, you're going to present in 2 minutes, 30 seconds. You'd already spoken, you already made your presentation in 30 seconds. So kindly share your screen and make sure that your Wi-Fi, your internet is working. You have 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Kindly share your, all right.
Let's start.
Yes. So our contestant right now, our current contestant is Mr. Louis Mulema from Masinde Muliro University, and he's breaking the wall of expensive and inaccessible education for autistic children. Over to you. Over to you, Louis.
Okay, thank you. So as I had explained, 1 in 8 children globally are diagnosed with autism. That's more than with cancer, AIDS, and diabetes combined. And 17% of people in rural Kenya relate directly to someone with autism. 83% know an individual with autism in the community, and 41% of these autistic children are of school-going age and do not attend formal schooling. Now, the problem here is lack of awareness. People perceive this as witchcraft and curses. The children are beaten, neglected, and some even killed. Now, for the fortunate enough, there is not proper education for them, and there is limited access to awareness. There is lack of equality in the gains made with other people living with disabilities like the blind and the deaf. Now, the solution here is autism debunked. It has 2 sections, awareness section and an education system. Now, on education, I want to focus on STEM and languages through social stories, things that they can relate with. Also, they can learn through their leisure time, reducing the pressure of the community around them, requiring them to grasp all this content, and then also simulated role playing, whereby they can interact with the content on the screen. Now, this will be an extremely versatile system, and it will run on very many outputs, and it will have multiple collaborators. So these are your community people, the parents, the health workers, the caregivers, the medical practitioners. All of these people will be able to collaborate into this system. Now, what's the impact of my system? Number one, quality education. That's SDG 4. Number two, cost savings. So a lot of resources will be saved by the parents and the caregivers. And number three, community empowerment, whereby they will be able to manage better children with autism. Now, what's different about my system? Number one, the applications that are currently in the market, they run on a platform like you find either on Windows or on MacBooks or on iPhones or on Android. But my system will be very much versatile. You don't require an app to run it. It will run on anything that is digital. Thank you.
All right. Any question for Mr. Mulema?
Thank you, Louis. How do you ensure that there is access of your system to low-income populations? Because maybe they don't have access to digital tools.
Okay, so I was thinking about setting up this program on, let's say, for example, in rural Kenya, you can find that the equipment can be set up, let's say, on a projector or on a screen at their social halls or at their chiefs' camps, where they can come all together and view this. So for those who don't have access personally, they can access it through the community.
Thank you.
Okay.
Another question?
So I assume you'll be collaborating and working closely with the social communities like schools, the chiefs and all that. And I assume this is a social good eventually, or a social service, correct?
Yes, this is a social service program.
Okay, okay,
yes.
Okay, good, thank you.
All right.
But
Well
just
done.
to add on it.
Yes.
Just to add on it, it's a social program, yes, but I was looking at the aspect of commercializing it, whereby it's a subscription service to these communities so that they can have constant access to this education and also get new information and also reach a broader range of people, because some communities do not even afford to have the equipment necessary to set up a place where they can learn this thing.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Louis. And you're able to make it within the time left that was allocated to you. So please leave the room. So we will take a break by introducing Ms. Agnes Suma. She is the Commercialization and Innovation Manager of the Kenya Innovation Agency. She's going to take us through why they supported Falling Walls, what is expected of you as early career innovators, and also the planned activities that the Kenya Innovation Agency has for early career innovators, particularly those who will end up being the runners-up in the competition, because there will be an opportunity for them to also pitch to more investors at the Kenya Innovation Agency, and also their capacity building initiatives that they have set up for early career innovators. Over to you, Agnes.
Thank you very much, Joy. Hi, everyone, and good morning. My name is Agnes Tuma, as you've heard, from KENIA, Kenya National Innovation Agency, and happy to be here. And congratulations to everyone who's managed to get to this point where we're actually getting to hear you pitch about your ideas, and very good products and services so far that I've heard of. Some I've never thought of myself, so that is very good. As an agency, I would like to focus more on commercialization and capacity building and a bit of dissemination and awareness. First things first, for those who will then be successful, as Joy has said, the first and second runners-up and the winner, after the winner has gone to Berlin and we're back, we'll be having our Kenya Innovation Week between 6th to 8th of December at the Sarit Expo Center. And so we hope to have these three, Joy, and we'll probably discuss this further, to come in and pitch. We'll be having 6 summits. So we'll be taking them specifically to the startup track, Startup Kenya track or summit, where they'll have an opportunity to pitch and present to, should I say, prospect investors and even industry players who can be able to give them feedback. So that is one opportunity. And for me, I take it as not a small opportunity because we're going to be having even participants across the globe. We have some participants coming from the UK, we have some coming from Ghana, some from within Africa, and those beyond Africa, so to say, some coming from Finland and all that. So that is a very good opportunity to get feedback, to have some bit of knowledge exchange, and apart from that, you might be getting some clients, depending on what you mean. Having said that, for Kenya Innovation Week, that is what we intend to do. Aside from that, we have what we're calling capacity development, and we're running it through the KENIA Academy, where we provide training across different aspects from institutional level to individual level. And through the academy, we are hosting what we're calling the Research Commercialization Accelerator Program. And happy to see Jason, who is from ViKtoria Ventures, who are our main partners for this program currently. We are going to be hosting the first cohort with ViKtoria Ventures, and looking forward to seeing some of the participants in this cohort for the Falling Walls Lab come in and, you know, have an opportunity to come in as some of the cohorts for the next cohort that we'll be considering next year. So having said that, I think the last thing I want to mention is the fact that even as we, you know, work towards supporting innovators, we have developed a platform. It's called the Kenya Innovation Bridge. This is where I would want everyone to immediately after this session go and register their innovations and ensure that their solutions are actually available on that platform, because we are getting into phase 3 of Innovation Bridge. It's at the development stages, but it is already live, so that we keep testing and getting feedback from our partners and even the stakeholders, now the innovators. So we are bringing in more of the demand side. And on the demand side, we're talking about now investors, industry players who are seeking solutions, and they can be able to access these directly to the Innovation Bridge. So that is a platform that is available. Kindly go to our website that just after this pitch session and go and register your innovation and ensure that you put as much information as you can. We keep updating information with regards to opportunities for innovators, but as well as that, we are now going to be having a whole campaign around all the innovations that are on the platform, sector-based. So that is an opportunity for us to push your idea out there and make it more visible and discoverable to the public. I'd like to stop at this point. Joy, I didn't know how many minutes I had. I assumed it was about 3 minutes or so.
That's okay. That's okay. Thank you so much.
All right.
And at least by now, colleagues, you know that there are opportunities beyond Falling Walls Lab Nairobi, Falling Walls Lab, the Berlin Science Conference, which is going to be held in Germany. And we want you to take advantage of these opportunities, because these will give you a stepping stone to either increase the visibility of your innovations and also potentially identify investors who would be keen on your ideas. Now, our next participant is Dalmas Chitui. Dalmas Chitui, please share your screen and get on video.
Yeah, so.
All right.
Yeah, just a minute as I try to maximize my video.
Kindly share your screen.
Okay, just a moment, Joey. Trying to.
Okay. If you're not ready, we can go to the next presenter.
Okay. I am.
Okay. James Deritu. James, okay, you're ready. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. So our next contestant is Dalmas Chitui, and he is breaking the wall. Dalmas, please share your screen properly. He is breaking the wall of misdiagnosis and inaccessibility to healthcare for persons in marginalized regions. Over to you, Dalmas. Your 3 minutes have started.
All right. So consider you've gone to visit in the village. The nearest hospital is 100 kilometers away. But the market, which is 10 kilometers away, has a clinic and a chemist. So you fall sick, you decide to visit the clinic. You're not getting better. You return back the following day. Things get worse. So your family decides, let us take this loved one to the hospital that is 100 kilometers away, right? So there's an evident problem, right? I've shared that small excerpt because I care, but why should you care? You see, research indicates that as of 2020, Kenya had 26 registered medical officers per 100,000 persons, right? Why is this a problem? Well, 3 in 10 Kenyan patients get misdiagnosed, leading to death and permanent disability, right? Notice, let me take you here. Notice that Kiswahili is actually the most communicated, the most spoken language in Kenya and in Africa as well, right? So, and therefore, the good thing about the solution that I'm trying to bring up, it leverages Swahili to enhance healthcare in the most affected regions. But how does this model work, right? So the model is stationed in a community area, a church or a chief's camp. The patient converses with the model in Swahili. Symptoms are tokenized and passed to the expert model. The expert model in this case is the virtual doctor, diagnoses the symptoms. If they are deadly, then our hospital is alerted, right? The hospital in turn books the deadly symptoms as an emergency case. So they don't have to queue. Otherwise, the model will recommend to the patient the nearest chemist or clinic to visit and the drugs to buy, and it will print out this information or display it on the screen. The good thing about this AI model is that it actually doesn't use internet. It's portable, and most crucially, now you have
Dalmas is muted.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, continue.
Yeah, so I was actually explaining how the model works, right? So the model is stationed in a community area, a chief's camp or a church. The patient converses with the model. The symptoms are then taken and passed through an expert model, which in this case is a virtual doctor. The symptoms, if the symptoms are deadly, the hospital is alerted, right? Otherwise, if they're not deadly, the model will recommend to this patient the nearest chemist to visit. It will show him the direction, the kilometers, the drugs to buy, yeah, so that now you have an informed villager who can probe the chemist if they're selling him wrong drugs, right? The advantage, obviously, of this particular system is it doesn't use internet and it's portable. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. All right. Thank you so much. Are there any questions for Dalmas?
Yes, I just want to run a pilot to see if it works or not.
Sorry, please come again. Do I have
run a pilot study?
Yeah. So at the moment we are coming up with the language model. Yeah, this is a model that takes the patient's speech and then converts it into text to pass it to the expert model that diagnoses the patient's inputs. So that's where we are at the moment. There are 3 phases to this particular model. There's that language model that we are working on at the moment, and then there's the user interface now. where the user, the patient interacts with our model. And then there is the reporting stage, right? Where the hospitals are alerted if the symptoms are deadly. Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions? Good. So yes,
Job,
Jason.
What is the model of communication between the gadget and the hospital? Since you said it doesn't need the internet, how does it communicate to the hospital?
Okay, so it uses the internet to the point of raising the alert to the hospital if it's an emergency, if the model deems the symptoms are deadly, right? But otherwise it doesn't use the internet. The printer for generating receipts, it actually uses Bluetooth, right? It's a Bluetooth connection, but the internet bit, right? And this internet is actually going to be powered up by data, mobile data. It's only activated when the symptoms are registered to be deadly by the expert model. So now this expert model will alert the hospital that is around 100 or 70 kilometers away that, hey, look, there's Mr. Chituli, ID number, phone number, 100 kilometers from here has reported symptoms of Ebola. Please have a look at it. And the interesting bit about that is the reporting is actually done by explainable AI, right? So the hospital that is 100 kilometers away gets to see how the model arrived at that determination, right? That is the interesting bit about this particular model. Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions?
Very good. It's very good. I really want to follow up on this, Dalmas. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
All right. James Ndirito, you're next. And Mr. Chitui, you may leave the room.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. James Ndirito, ready? James Ndirito, please share your screen. James Ndirito.
Hello.
Yes, James, please share your screen. Okay. All right. Our next contestant is Mr. James Ndirito, and he's breaking the wall of food and revenue insecurity from climate change. Over to you, James.
Thank you. And welcome. Why should you be concerned? Food insecurity due to climate change and fall armyworm causes about 50% loss in maize harvest, as shown in photo number 1, while revenue insecurity due to drought causes 45% loss of livestock annually, as shown in photo number 2. And the affected populations have their pain points, with the missed opportunity estimated at $25 billion annually. And this is a result of Mount Cash Agriculture, which high cost of imports for inputs at $5 billion, pastoralism at high cost of food aid and lost livelihoods at $4 billion, dairy livestock has high cost of imported commercial feeds at $8 billion, while domestic energy causes deforestation estimated at $8 billion. And all this has their areas where we consider them to be ticking time bombs because of increased crop production failure, increased food prices, there's increased poverty, there's resource conflict, which in turn causes political fragility and increased migration. And all this can be associated with the characteristics of industrial intensive agriculture, where you are losing ecosystem services due to increased runoff and soil erosion, whereby also there's reduced water infiltration in the soil and increased soil temperatures. There's also increased emissions of carbon gases, which also causes global warming and loss of soil natural structure. And what we are saying is that adaptation with Desmodium will bring the characteristics of regenerative agriculture, which brings in high ecosystem services because of reduced runoff, better water retention, reduced emissions, and remedy natural soil structure with decreased soil compaction, while at the same time, Desmodium would provide fodder for livestock and controls parasitic weeds such as trigon, control soil erosion, and increasing soil fertility with nitrogen fixation. And Desmodium is a perennial legume cover crop, which we shall partner with seed suppliers and youth groups to plant for farmers. We are saying there are pathways to growth and scale up Desmodium, presenting a $25 billion opportunity per year. And this because Desmodium in form of hay is only at $30 per ton, while conversion to pellets is able to bring the value to $200 per ton. And the other expected outcomes is soil conservation, nitrogen fixation, reduced carbon emissions, reduced production cost, fodder security for farmers, while you are also increasing farmers' income by 40%. The other advantage is that you are also able to have livestock, which is being able to be sedentary, whereby you're able to get biofertilizer and also biogas from the dung, thereby maximizing. And this will be a solution to SDG number 1, 2, 7, 13, and 15. And our solution is scaling up production and increasing processing for food security and income security. Thank you.
Thank you, James. Are there any questions? Any questions for James? Okay.
James, have you, sorry.
Yeah.
James, very good presentation. Thank you. I see you, and I have a referral for you, of course, already that I can think of. And as I look at this, I'm just wondering, have you already been able to try this product with some farmers? And is it specific to specific types of crops, or is it can be used by any type of farmer, for any type of crop, any type of soil and all that?
Thank you. Desmodium is a widespread legume fodder, and it has not yet been wide-scale adopted in Kenya, but we have done a pilot with coffee farmers and also some maize farmers where we also did the conversion into pellets, and right now it's been able to store for up to 18 months. So it means that farmers can be able to have ease of storage, ease of transportation, and it's also very nice for livestock because the conversion ratio is very good. And basically also it has what is called condensed tannins, which are absorbed in the intestines of the animal. So it also reduces methane emission. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
Any other question?
Yes. So how do you ensure affordability at $200 a ton for marginalized livestock keepers?
What we are seeing right now is that the government is trying to even look for provisions for the livestock farmers in marginal areas, but actually they don't have because the options are limited. And what you're saying is that if farmers can be able to know that they'll save their livestock by being able to purchase what will keep the others, then they can give out a few for the purchase of the product, while they also save what is remaining for them.
Okay.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, James.
So I heard there was a referral, so maybe you are the one to give the way forward.
Yes,
Thank you.
I will give the way forward. All right. You may leave the meeting and then we will we'll work on that.
Thank you.
All right. Katila Mutuko, you're next. Please share your screen, Katile. James, you may leave the room as well. Katila Mutuko, you're next. So our next contestant is Ms. Katila Mutuko from Kenyatta University, and she's breaking the wall of reproductive health to curb maternal and neonatal health care. Over to you, Katile.
Do you know that a change of 1% is very significant in health? So in Kenya, out of every 100,000 mothers who give birth, 362 of them die, and out of every 1,000 live birth, 21 of the neonates die. And this could be lack of awareness and information on reproductive health and poor health-seeking behavior together with social stigma. So my solution is to create an innovative, interactive reproductive health game and information hub called My Lady. And I have seen that gamification in health has improved health-seeking behavior by positive 59%. So in this app, it will include information on menstruation, pregnancy, contraceptives, STIs, HIV, nutrition in pregnancy, lactation, immunization, and breastfeeding. And it will also include information packages and trackers on menstruation and pregnancy. I know we have menstruation trackers, but these will include other services. So you download the app, you choose the game to play, you pay 5 to 10 shillings. This is relatively affordable. You draw a pre-assessment, then you play, and then you have a post-assessment. And then for the good thing for us, it will give us like a track on how people improving in reproductive health information. And you'll have scores and bonuses that can be in form of airtime and gift. So why game? As you can see, more than 60% of apps downloaded their games. And games improve your brain in more than 10 reasons: memory, visualization, decision making, improving your youthfulness. So in this app, it's not only about getting information of reproductive health, but you'll also get other benefits. And our target mostly is youth in urban centers. You've really forgotten about those in urban centers. So I will target those in urban centers. And in 47 million people in Kenya, 21 of them have phones, and the good bit of it is because 47.6 of them are women. So I know they will access this app in an affordable way. And so my main target will be government, hospital, and tertiary education centers like universities. And you can get this app like a mobile version, in web version, and you can access it through referrals with Telegram or WhatsApp. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Katile. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions for Ms. Katile? All right. Thank you, Ms. Katile. You may leave the room. Odak Onyango, you're next.
Yes.
Thank you. So Odak Onyango is breaking the wall of breaking the wall of water insecurity and water wastage. Over to you, Odak.
In my village in Homa Bay County, during rainy season, children can barely access school. Goats are scrambling for safety on top of the roofs due to floods. This is a photo of my village. The same village, same place, taken a span of 3 months, January, February. And already in March, look, everything is dry. And again, children are not able to attend school due to drought. What's affected are young girls who drop out of school and even have to exchange sex for water. Could you imagine? Reality is, in the last 45 years, I have seen severe floods and droughts primarily caused by deforestation, soil erosion, and poor farming practices. It is accelerated by climate change. Water scarcity displaces mostly the already vulnerable communities. 80% of the diseases are waterborne related, leading cause of death among children under the age of 5. 9.9 million Kenyans drink directly from contaminated water sources. By 2025, a half of the world population will be living in water-stressed areas. Solution. Instead of women and children walking far to fetch water and use firewood to sterilize it, causing deforestation, poor health, and cycle of poverty, we have produced an end-to-end decentralized drinking water solution, MSAFI ATM. Our solution is taking advantage of the climate change and the erratic rain patterns. Yep. We adapt by harvesting the rainwater from the massive rooftops of schools, hospitals, and institutions. We tame runaway water surface, which could otherwise cause floods, and store the excess water in tanks and water pans. Complemented with any water sources, surface water borehole, we then treat it. Distribution. Our MSAFI water ATM offers 3 taps with different water qualities for drinking, cooking, or wash. MSAF ATM is a solar-powered IoT hardware software solution. M-Pesa FinTech is integrated. It enables the user to pay and go with any type of phone. In Kenya alone, 30 million people uses M-Pesa. The client is provided real-time data dashboard. MSAF ATM is durable in all weather and trademarked. We embrace traditional banking system, Kosalo. It is water banking, not just buying water. Impact. We're already serving over 50,000 people in 18 schools and communities within Homa Bay and Migori. Our green innovation is scalable. With one stone, we let two birds fly. We bring water and education together. If you educate a girl in my village, then you educate a whole village. Join us. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Odak. Are there any questions? Are there any questions for Odak? Are there any questions?
How many water kiosks do you have already?
Yeah, currently we have 18 water kiosks with 3 of them running on our MSAF water ATM, like in communities. So we started first, it's like a process. We started building the water purification plants, and then slowly we realized, hey, we have to distribute it and find a way that people could really, manage it. So then we came with the MSAF water ATM. Now we are currently running 3 very successfully within Homa Bay.
Any other questions?
So thank you very much, Odak. Very good, brilliant. I assume that the 3 sources of water are charged differently?
Yes, because one of the things is we realized, like with the changing, with the climate change, things like water is not going to be very scarce. So one of the things we make sure that our water ATM produces, because we treat it. Sometimes then we produce mineral water, we produce filtered water and gray water, which they can use for, car wash. So that's charged differently. And like that, you don't need a bottle. Actually, it's a refill station. You don't need actually all this. It's actually against plastic. If you see the picture there, my family, they come up with guards and a glue. So they forget about the plastics, though it's mineral water. So you could imagine.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Odak. Please leave the meeting, and Gloria, join in. Share your screen. Gloria Beth Muthoni, share your screen. Thank you. Good. So our next contestant is Gloria Beth Muthoni, and she is breaking the wall of confusion in career choice. Gloria, you've got 3 minutes.
Every year, students log to the KUPS portal to apply for placement in tertiary institutions. Last year, we had over 763 students joining TVET institutions and universities. Over 78% of these students lacked career guidance. The dismal impact of this is that 24% may drop out of tertiary institutions. Career choices are related to unemployment. And in Kenya, youth joblessness is almost 40%, over 5.2 million young Kenyans. Is this a Kenyan problem? No, it is not. Africa has a pyramid-shaped population. 75% are under age 35. Population estimates as of year 2050, we are going to have 348 million Africans aged 15 to 24 where career decisions are made. Legacy Africa Trust comes with an online career guidance system. We intend to avail this career planning tool to high school students so that they are more aware and more career ready before logging to the KUPS website for career selection. Our career system has 3 features. 1, it can allow for exploration of over 1,000 occupations that are built into the system. It has job market readiness tools such as preparation of CVs and creation of interview tips. More so, a student is able to assess suitability to a career path by matching it against their own individual interests. The impact of this is enhanced clarity as students move on with their career choices. We would have a sustainable talent pipeline, which begins with interested learners who can then go on to be entrepreneurs and employable graduates who can transform our economy. No more time and money needs to be lost in ill-suited programs. Our solution is linked to SDG 8, 4, and 3. At the heart of this is social inclusion, and we have begun availing this help to persons living with disabilities in Kenya at no fee. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Gloria, are there any questions from the judges?
Just one for me. Gloria, what is your background?
My background is in business management, but I am a lecturer. That's why I have interest with the issues of career choices. I have seen how much students struggle in the university when they are taken to courses that they do not have interest in.
Are you a career coach expert?
Yes, I am trained as a career advisor as well with a body in the US.
How many people have already accessed your services on this platform?
We have begun by assisting those who are physically challenged. And last year we had over 300 students who are in, it's called Joytown School of the Physically Challenged in Thika. They were able to access our services amongst other individual students who are in several schools. So let's give it around 500 last year.
Okay.
Any other questions? Fantastic. No, thank you so much, Gloria. Charles Rugendo, you're next. Gloria, please leave the room. Charles Rugendo, you're next. All right. Ready to share?
Yes.
Okay. So our next contestant is Mr. Charles Rugendo, and he is breaking the wall of plastic pollution. Over to you, Charles.
Thank you. Our aim at IAPAC is to solve one of the biggest environmental problems of our century on plastic pollution and climate change by tackling these two challenges: the cancer in our waters and the cancer on our land. Did you know that water hyacinth is the world's most problematic aquatic weed? Water hyacinth has affected not only our East African countries, but also more than 51 countries within Africa, North and South America, Asia, and Australia. And this has made over 4 million people in East Africa and over 50 million people globally to lose their socioeconomic livelihoods. On the other hand, plastic pollution has led to land and marine pollution, and this has detrimentally affected our soils and over 700 species. For instance, Nairobi alone produces an estimated of 480 tons of plastic waste daily, and only 45% is recycled. The rest ends up in either the environment, either incinerated, or in the food chain as microplastics. At IAPAC, we are shaping a sustainable future. We are using water hyacinth to make cheap biodegradable alternatives that will replace the single-use disposable plastics. We have so far made plates and seedling wrappers. Our development team is also developing these into a wide range of products. Our unfair advantage is that we are using one big problem to solve another big problem. And the result is that we have one of the best, cheapest, and sustainable solutions. Our social and environmental impacts this far have been that we are providing biodegradable alternatives for conventional plastic to our customers. We have eliminated over 300 kilograms of water hyacinth from Lake Naivasha during our product development. Seedlings that we have planted using our biodegradable wrappers have shown a 21 to 23% increased growth rate. On our social impact, we have been able and will still continue to provide job opportunities for fishermen and casuals around the affected areas. We have mobilized and involved communities in environmental awareness and river cleanups and restorations through our Adopt a River initiative. We have also been able to fabricate and install several dustbins in Egerton University that are made out of recycled materials. And we have planted over 3,000 seedlings in the Mau Escarpment. As a future global leader, we are partnering with institutions to realize and actualize SDGs number 8, 9, 11, and 13. Welcome to a sustainable future. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Charles. Are there any questions?
Thank you, Charles, for that presentation. The question is, why are you positioning it as an alternative to plastic? Is it because the products that you're coming up with from BioHeart Synthoni can be used in practice, plastic-based products, or is it, can they be used for other uses outside of what can be made out of plastic?
So why we are focusing more on an alternative to plastic is our major unit to stop plastic pollution. And currently, as much as we have had other sustainable solutions, they have not been sustainable in the long term. That's why we are focusing mostly on providing that a biodegradable, ours is a cheap and a biodegradable alternative to what is previously existing as a synthetic plastic. So we can also, like our development is developing these into a wide range of products, but that's our target market, I would say.
Another question?
Happy to engage, Charles. This is good.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Brian Chunza, you're next. Brian Chunza, you're next.
Okay, so I'll proceed to share my screen. Okay. Just a second.
Okay. Do you want us to give it to someone else as you're preparing?
No, I'm good.
Okay, good. Fantastic.
Okay, so
our next contestant is Boniface Jiveri, and he is breaking the wall of menstrual health and hygiene. Over to you, Boniface.
It's Brian.
Oh, Brian, yeah. Sorry. Brian Chunza. Sorry, yeah, Brian. Yes. Over to you, Brian.
Yeah, it's okay. So so the World Health Organization estimates that there are around 20 million Kenyans who lack access to clean, safe drinking water. And around 38,000 people have died since the start of 2021 from diseases that are related to diarrhea. This is more than HIV/AIDS, this is more than malaria, this is more than road accidents, and it's even more than COVID-19, which has caused havoc across the world. 15 million Kenyans use firewood and kerosene to boil their water to make it safe for drinking. And this has adverse effects on the environment and climate change by extent. And this has led to unpredictable rainfall patterns, which has significantly affected food production in the country. So what solutions do we have? So our solutions come in the form of our products and our projects. Our first product is the tabletop water filter, and it works by removing bacteria and suspended solids from water. It also improves the turbidity, the taste, and the smell of water. It has a ceramic candle, which you can see over here, which is made up of diatomaceous earth, which is natural. Now, this particular product makes water safe for drinking, and it solves the issue of water quality. Our second product is the solar mini pump, and it is a compact product. It is direct current, and it is also solar powered. And it's particularly useful for smallholder farmers who source their water from shallow wells, shallow ponds, and rivers. Now, this particular product helps to solve the issue of water access, and it also aids in food production. Now, our projects, which are spread out across East Africa, Kenya and Tanzania mostly, make use of these two particular products to effect our programs. Now, what sets us apart from other solution providers in the water space? Now, our products are very simple and portable in their use and assembly. Our pump is pay-go ready, meaning we can make it accessible to people who can make installment payments. Our projects have a business model. They encourage saving and which helps to build economic resilience for our targeted population. We also incorporate WASH education in our programs, which forms part of our capacity building. And we also take up a market-based approach, whereby we also source for credit for our potential customers from the local microfinance institutions to enable them to have access to our products and enable sustainability. Now, our impact is driven by the achievement of SDG 6, SDG 2, SDG 8, and SDG 13. Thank you.
Thank you. Any question for Brian? Any question?
Yes, Brian, how many of these do you have already in place so that?
Sorry?
What is the traction so far? What is the commercial traction that you have achieved today?
So far, this year alone, we've been able to move 40 pumps in Kenya. Across East Africa, we've sold 400 tabletops, the water filter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Another question? All right. Thank you so much, Brian. You may leave the room. Boniface Jiveri, you're next. Boniface Jiveri, you're next. Boniface Jiveri, you're next. Okay. JC Watanga, can you be on standby to present? Ah, all right, you're ready, good. Okay, our next contestant is Mr. Boniface Jiveri, and he is breaking the wall of menstrual health and hygiene. Over to you, Mr. Jiveri. Mr. Jiveri, you've got 3 minutes. You may begin.
Thank you very much. I'm breaking the wall of menstrual health and hygiene. Now, did you know that 23% of girls in Kenya drop out of school once they reach puberty? And this is caused basically by lack of sanitary towels. Most of them will go for unsanitized options, which include rags. And did you know that around 800,000 hectares of maize plantation generate around 64 million tons of agro waste? Conventional pads also in Kenya contain petrochemical compounds, which normally remain in the landfills for hundreds of years, thus polluting the environment. And do you know that 1 in 6 women using a pad in Kenya will result into 15,000 tons of waste per year? So if the 27,000 million women use these particular pads, we'll have over 1 million tons waste annually. Now, it is in this understanding that we decided to develop an environmentally friendly pad using the maize husks, as you can see from my picture up there. And this particular miracle plant we call Plectrunzas parapas. Plectrunzas parapas leaves, if you grew up in the villages, you realize that we used to use this as a tissue paper. It is very super soft. This plant also has antimicrobial activities. So we are using this particular plant as the top layer of our sanitary towel. This plant has, as you can look at our top layer of the sanitary pad, you realize that it has antibacterial properties and it is super soft. So using this particular waste, we are able to come up with a biodegradable sanitary towels that can now replace the commercial ones. Now, if we empower girls in our communities and women, we will have empowered the entire community. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Are there any questions?
Yes, thank you, Boniface. How much are you selling a pack? How many are they in a pack? And just curious, around figure of a cost of production for a pack.
Thank you very much. As I said, we are using waste, and one of the waste is the maize husks that we normally throw away. And number two is this particular plant that we used to use as a toilet paper for us who are brought up in the villages. Now, you realize our cost of production of one pad is 3 shillings. So that is one piece. So to even make a profit, even though we have not done those particular calculations so that we settle on the amount we'll be selling one, but we've done, our products have been tested at Kirdi, we've gone to KIPI, then we are waiting certification now from KEBS. But approximately we'll be selling these at a piece, not more than 5 shillings.
Great, wow. Yeah, I'd like to engage after this. Joy, as I said, we were happy to just have information about all, but I'm taking a lot of interest as I go.
Not a problem, not a problem. We will share the recordings, and the ones you've earmarked, we will share with you.
Yeah, thanks.
Fantastic. Jason, any question?
Yes, I'm just curious. Have you done any customer feedback just to understand what the target customer speaks? What is their feedback with regards to the product?
Yes, thank you very much. Actually, in our piloting within the institution, within the university, we realized that most women were complaining about a particular chemical. These are petrochemical compound that is normally put on the commercial pads. And now that they are using natural antibacterial source, 100% are interested in this, because then they'll not suffer from the issues of chemicals and those sensations after use. So from our piloting within the institution, it has really been received very well.
Also, actual samples shared within the institution have been used, and then you've gotten that feedback from them.
Exactly.
And why? How? Let's look at large scale, from a large scale perspective. I mean, that when you go commercial, how do you expect to be collecting the maize? What is the model of supply for the raw material?
Actually, we look at the maize. Most people in Kenya here do maize farming. So we have a lot of waste. And what we'll do, we'll capitalize on a particular season. If, for instance, this season you're harvesting, we'll be able to take in plenty, then we pre-treat them, store them in our store so that we have that continuous production. Then number two, before we settled on that, we were working on algae. Algae grows very fast within 3 days, but then the maize one is the maize sanitary is more powerful, or is more affordable and powerful than the maize. So in this case, what we'll do is capitalize on a particular season, walk around, is it in Eastern, Central, and have these particular raw materials in plenty. I believe we'll have more than enough.
How does it compare to the banana one?
Sorry?
How does the maize part compare to the banana sourced or raw material?
Yes, there's a team working on banana, but the challenge with the banana is not most people do banana farming. And then number two, I'm worried with how that particular banana will absorb that particular fluid, the absorption. Ours is ideal because then we are using a very powerful super soft material that is holding that particular substance that we are targeting. So this is perfect, 100 times perfect, more than even the banana one.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Jason and Chiveri. Now, our next contestant is Joshua. Mr. Jiveri, you may leave the meeting. Thank you so much.
Okay.
So Joshua Mwamba is a Kenyan working and living in Rwanda. And what Joshua is doing is he is breaking the wall of inefficiency in emerging retail market value chain. Over to you, Joshua.
All right, thank you. $8 billion. This is the estimated size of the FMCG market in Rwanda annually. The country is 5% the size of Kenya and 5 times the population density of Kenya. Arguably, this is a highly concentrated market. These statistics suggest that the FMCG retailers in Rwanda enjoy decent cash flows and ease of doing business, right? Wrong. Retailers in Rwanda spend at least 2.5 hours reconciling their orders of the day, largely due to poor inventory management. Additionally, they lose up to $960 million every year due to fraudulent transactions fueled by disconnected payment systems. Unlike Kenya, where these problems are mostly affected by small-scale retailers, the challenges here are experienced across the entire value chain. ViKtoria Africa is helping retailers in Rwanda to increase their revenue margins by automating their business processes. We have built a simple ERP system for small and large-scale retailers that helps them manage the inventory and reconcile their orders in real time. This saves them up to 75 hours a month of accounting and auditing. We also provide automated and integrated payment systems that reduce the risk of fraud by up to 96% and speeds up the checkout process by half the time. We also provide automated, Finally, we are currently building an AI model that provides retailers with human-friendly insights and data-driven strategies that will help them make more informed business decisions. This also gives us a competitive advantage over our competitors. We have partnered with key players to deliver our value proposition and raised $13,000 for funding of our go-to-market strategy. Our dynamic system is used by 2 supermarkets and 3 restaurants across Kigali who have reported improvement in their businesses after less than 2 months of operation. We are steadily capturing the entire Rwandan market, and we are seeking more investment to scale our services to similar neighboring markets in the next 1 to 2 years of operation. Join us as we build the infrastructure that breaks down the wall of technical and operational gaps in Africa's retail sector. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Are there any questions for Joshua?
Thanks, Joshua, for that. So you're a retail app, not necessarily, well, a much more of a merchant app than retail aggregator. Or what exactly? Because I mean, from the examples that you've spoken about the customers, it seems as if it's been used by restaurants and supermarkets. So imagine you're more merchant facing than the distributor facing.
Okay, so let me just give you a bit of context. The larger company deals with data. We provide data-driven solutions for various markets. And we started off with the FMCG market because that's where our expertise lies. When we did our market research here in Kigali, we wanted to, at first, just see how we can improve the distribution and the supply value chain. But we found out that they lack the basic necessities for having that in place. So we had to take a step back and now create the infrastructure that now we're going to use to capture that data and use it for secondary purposes. So what we're doing is now just focusing on that particular part that is merchant facing to get that data firsthand, and then just have that as our go-to-market strategy for this particular market. And then once we'll be able to establish that infrastructural foundation, that's when we can go ahead now and use that data to make more market insights and intelligence out of it.
Okay.
Any other questions? Okay, you may stop sharing your screen. Dennis Omayo, you're next. Dennis, you're next.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I'm sharing my screen.
Yeah, please share your screen. All right.
All right.
Dennis Omayo is breaking the wall of climate change through smart agriculture and forestry. Over to you, Dennis.
Yeah, thank you so much. As you are aware, climate is one of our biggest long-term challenges we are facing in the world today. And actually, our sustainable future is at stake. And even our current case examples in the country, you can see the government is struggling with the challenge of climate change, where half of our country, in fact, 3/4 of our country, is facing a serious challenge, which is a recipe of climate change. Now, the challenge which has been there in the management of climate change has been in the way it has been a low sustainable. The problem has been a low sustainable approaches to agriculture and forestry, where the crops and trees which are planted, there is no proper confirmation of their potential levels to tolerate the various stresses which are brought by climate change. Then further, these crops or plants, when they have been planted so that they help in the cooling and in the management of climate change, they are not protected from the aggressive
Dennis,
which usually cause their loss. You find that this yes.
Please continue.
Hello.
Please continue. You are running out of time. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So because of that, I'm introducing a tool which is known as the quantitative tool of smart agriculture and forestry for effective climate change mitigation. This tool will be able to help us measure the adaptation level of these plants before they are introduced into the ecosystem. Also, it can be able to show us the preparedness level of that ecosystem to take out that carbon dioxide, which is usually produced by these ecosystems. And then also it can be able to help us also evaluate then finally it can also tell us the health level of, and we can be able even to compensate the efforts of managing climate change. Thank you. Thank you for listening to my proposal.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions for Mr. Omayo?
Dennis, is the device already available? Have you tested it in the market, and how much do you see it selling for?
The device is available. We have developed the software which works with the tool. Right now, what we are doing, we are trying to develop an hardware which will be able to house the software.
Okay.
And then from there, now we can be able to partner. Like actually, what I'm looking for is I'm looking for partners so that we can be able to see where we can be able to collaborate and have this market help our people, our stakeholders in this fight for climate change. But we have tested it, and we are even doing further tests in this western region of Kakamega to see that this, and it is working very well. And it's working very well. We have worked with various ecosystems. We have tested them. It's working very well. So right now it's just the hardware, the housing for the software. Then also and get a person who can be able to partner so that we can be able to upscale this and maybe even advise on how we can get it upside there.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Okay. So we'll take a short break before we get into the last session. We will invite Mr. Jason Musyoka, who is one of the investors, who will take us through what are they looking at. What are they looking at when it comes to investing and supporting early career innovators, and what expectations they have for these early career innovators? Over to you, Jason.
Thank you so much. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Participants were saying I was not, the volume is not so good, but anyway, thank you for that. So like I said, we are at an early stage investor network. So we just try to see how can we support the early stage investor network. And just to give you a bit of background and context, we have been in this ecosystem, I think, for a very long time, over 10 years now. Initially trying to support entrepreneurs like yourselves to learn how to engage and prepare themselves to interact with investors. But then over time, we realized that that is not really helping much. We need to sit on the side of the capital. On that basis, we started making small investments and grew our capital base over time. So that way we have been able to support some investors, some entrepreneurs in Kenya first, but also we have expanded that scope to the rest of Africa, because I think the problem that innovators and entrepreneurs like yourselves face is just not a Kenyan thing, it's an African thing. And the lack of access to capital, especially local capital, is what sometimes is hindering on their growth. Because the beauty about local capital is that it's just not about the check, but there's invested interest in ensuring that there's growth of the business. The risk profile means that there's a lot more support from us as investors to see the commercial growth of the company keep on improving over time. And that way we make the right introductions, we speak to the right people, so that at least we can open up either commercial channels for you or even other kind of operational channels that can enable you to grow your business from one stage to another. And it is in forums like this actually where we tend to pick up the kind of innovators and the kind of entrepreneurs that we like to support. Unfortunately, we can't support all of them. We have to be quite selective. And some of the things that we look at is just how well knowledgeable is the founder or is the entrepreneur, or how well researched is the problem solution matrix, so that we are backing someone, because early stage investing is largely about supporting the entrepreneur and less about supporting the product. Because the product might not be ready, but the entrepreneur at least has some very good background knowledge on the problem and the type of solution that can address those kind of problems. So we really look at the entrepreneurs who have understood the problem and they know what are the pain points for the market and for the customers, for the target customers. So those are the ones that we're really looking out for, by good data, commercial and also research data that can be able to, we can leverage to find ways in which you can commercialize that problem. We'll be engaging some of you post this, just so that you can see how we can engage in a conversation that could eventually or potentially just convert or translate into a potential investment. So happy to be here. And of course, you can reach out to myself if you need any kind of support, not just necessarily financial, but together with TCC, we are happy to be supporting this journey. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now, JC Watanga, you're next. JC Watanga, you're next. Okay. All right. Okay, so JC Watanga, put on your first slide before we begin.
Mr. Mute.
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, so our next contestant is JC Watanga, and he's breaking the wall of glass pollution. Over to you, JC. You have 3 minutes.
Yeah, so glass pollution, 10 billion bottles are buried annually. This is because glass is very heavy and expensive to recycle. For context, Peter here, who was working as a glass collector, got injured and had to have an amputation, cutting out the livelihood of about 5 family members. So what is our solution? Our solution is to manufacture a portable machine that is 10 times faster than normal recycling plants. It also uses solar power and is easily remote and can be placed in centers that where the pollution occurs. So I would like to show you a demo of the machine. How the machine works is that you put your glass bottles through the machine and then it is crushed. And then we take the crushed glass and we use it to manufacture different items. Some of the items are kitchen countertops and fiberglass, among other things. So our impact on the environment is about 4,000 bottles are arrested from the environment each week, which results to about 70% less carbon emissions. Our social impact is that we have been able to create employment for about 20 people so far. And children are relatively safer when playing in the field. So above all, what we want to do is that we want to eliminate one of the greatest tragedies of our era. That is the billions of bottles that are buried each year. And if we can do this, then I think we'll have broken a very major wall. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Are there any questions for Jesse? Any questions for Jesse?
JC, we never got to see the demo, but the question is, how much does it cost to do this portable machine for recycling? And do you then plan to put this in a homestead or a central place? How is it going to be? And then what would be your business model around this?
Yeah, so the machine cost, what we were able to make costed us about 40,000, but to make it so that it is like commercial, we estimate it will cost about 100,000. Our plan is that because the biggest challenge with recycling glass is that it is very heavy, and then the current model for recycling is that bottlers take it, take what they can recycle, and then the rest is just thrown away. So that is where we are targeting. So we will crush the glass in mostly centers like shopping centers where there are bars and restaurants. They will bring us their bottles. It is crushed, which makes the process a lot safer and easier. And then they are taken to a plant where we manufacture all these different items like kitchen countertops, fiberglass, etc.
So have you currently been able to manufacture or even come up with any of those products? Like a kitchen?
Yeah, we have. Oh. Yeah, we have made some kitchen countertops, but currently our business model is crushing the bottles and then selling it to bottlers.
Ah, okay.
All right. Any questions for JC? Super. Okay, JC, you may leave the room. And Emmanuel, Rono, you're next. Kindly share your screen. Please share your screen. Good. Our final contestant today is Emmanuel Rono, and he is breaking the wall of digital early warning system for human-wildlife conflict. Emmanuel is a Kenyan based in Tanzania, and is basing his presentation on the work he's doing in the national parks in Tanzania. Over to you, Emmanuel.
Okay, thank you. Human-wildlife conflict. Okay, what is human-wildlife conflict? This is a conflict that occurs between the human and the wildlife. For example, the wildlife can raid people's farms. Also, the wildlife can kill people's livestock and also can injure and kill people. So from statistics, the human-wildlife conflict problem is increasing each and every year. So this is from the statistics from 2012 to 2013. That is, the problem is increasing every year from 2013 to 2019 in Tanzania. So is the problem unique to Tanzania? No, it is also applicable case to Kenya. So the solution which was in place where we were doing our research is they was having hotline numbers and camera traps and patrolling of the parks. The problem we find with those solutions is that they don't have adequate resources and personnel so that they can be tracking the calls that they receive from the park and also for the patrols. So we decided to come up with a solution for this one. So we came with a solution of using a camera trap. Why is it different from the other one? It is using machine learning. It will just take the picture of the animal, and then after taking the picture of the animal, it will identify which animal is that one, and then it will send just the message having the name of the animal and the location of the animal to the patrol team. So the patrol team will be having sufficient time going to the specific location where they start animal which of an interest. So from our system, we have the camera trap and we also have the Google map. As you see, it can show the location of the animals, where the animals are. So you can just visualize them from the online platform. So you can see just where those animals are, or where you want to the wildlife control team to go just and bring back the animals. In this project we have just implemented in Ngorongoro Conservation as a pilot project. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel. Are there any questions for Emmanuel? Are there any questions? Mm-hmm.
Just one. So what's the difference between your camera trap and from your presentation, the difference between your camera trap and the other camera traps is just the geolocation?
Okay, the difference between the camera trap we deployed and the one which was there, the camera traps was just taking pictures, and then they will just come and see if how the animal escaped from the park. But from ours, it will be reporting as the animal crosses the park going to the people's farm.
Okay, and you're saying that is difficult to embed in the current camera traps because it's just a software issue, then it's not a hardware issue. Is it a software or a hardware issue?
Okay, the camera traps we are developing is we are using Raspberry Pi so that we can be able to program to add the machine learning and add also the other features we want. We just add the camera, we can add even the microphone. So anything that we want, we can add. So from the camera trap that was existing in the market, we don't use that one, but we use the one with Raspberry Pi, which is able to be programmed and add things that we would like to be added as the clients asked.
Okay, Agnes, any question?
What about network? You know, Google Maps, SMS, email. You do not face any challenges with connectivity?
Emmanuel?
Because I think that was a slow notification due to low coverage, high speed network. This was a problem. Is it being addressed?
Yes, from our system, it uses a low speed, that is 2G network. So it will be just sending us a message, that is an SMS, instead of sending a picture. So the camera trap will have to use the low speed, that is 2G network, to send the message to the servers. But from the other side of the servers, we assume the control team are in a place where they can access a high-speed network, which is having a fiber, so they will be just viewing it from the internet. But from the camera trap to the server, that one will be using a low-speed network that is a 2G or any network that can support sending SMS.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rono. You may leave the room. Thank you, colleagues, and you may stop sharing your screen. Kindly stop sharing your screen. So thank you so much, everyone who took part in today's competition. What is left is to get who the winner will be, and that you'll be able to get that result in a few minutes. And I really do thank all of you who took part in this competition. It's odious. We understand it's a very odious process, but you are all able to pull through. All 20 plus of you who took part in it, you're all winners in your own respective ways. So you're going to get the results of the competition in the next 20 minutes. And for the judges who took part in this, we really thank you for the time that you allocated to support us in this competition, and also for all the partners and government and investor partners who are involved in providing support for Falling Walls Lab Nairobi. With that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much and do have a lovely day. Goodbye for now. And for the judges, please join the next link so that we can finalize the competition. For everyone, goodbye for now. Have a good day. Goodbye.